I'm Julie Selby with Sandhi Social Marketing Training. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a digital green screen video. Yes, you heard me right. Digital green screen video. You no longer need to have a physical green screen behind you in order to create a green screen video. For this tutorial, we're going to use the Instagram app, so you will need a free Instagram account. You do not need to post content on Instagram, however, or use it as a social network. You can create the content, the video within the app, and you can download it right to your phone to be able to share it wherever you like. You can share the content to Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, or other. So let's dive in. Let's open up our Instagram app. You can see it opened in the app here in my profile or my account here. There are a couple of places that you can create reels. So I'll show you the first spot here is this plus sign in the top right hand corner. So to get to this spot, you would be on your profile, which is your profile picture in the bottom right, and the plus sign in the top right hand corner. And I like this view because it shows very nicely kind of the different post types in Instagram. We've got reels, we've got our classic posts, we've got our disappearing 24-hour stories, etc. So in this case, we'll just click on reel. And you can see it's automatically opened my gallery on my phone, my photo roll, and we have some other features up in the top here. So I'm going to just show you the other place that you can open up reels. So I'm going to click the X in the top left hand corner here. The other spot is on the home tab. So I'm going to click the house icon in the bottom left hand corner because it does look just a little bit different here, and I just want to make sure you can see this. So let's click on, here's that same icon, the plus sign icon in the bottom middle, and that opens it up a little bit different. So you can see on the bottom is where it shows the different post types. So post is our classic post on Instagram. If I slide my finger along the bottom, that is story for disappearing 24-hour story, and then of course we've got reel. So just take your finger and gently slide along the bottom, and that will take us to the same spot. So of course you can create reels, which are essentially just TikToks or short form vertical videos, but we're going to actually create within the reels camera in Instagram. So we're going to go ahead and click the camera icon in the top left of our screen here. And with that, it opens right up into the Instagram Reels camera. So the maximum length of a video here that we can film is 90 seconds. You can, however, of course, film more than one clip and download more than one clip to your phone if you wish, but the idea is to create short videos here. So the green screen effect is just one of the many special effects filters built into Instagram Reels, but they have it actually linked right on the very top left here. So we're going to click, it's this little head and shoulders icon with the dashes around. Let's go ahead and tap that on our phone screen. All right, so voila, it has popped me into the background. You can see it's not perfect. It's showing my background a little bit because I've got this headset. Hopefully you won't be wearing a headset when you're filming your green screen videos. So it's not perfect. It might look a little, little bit, but it's perfect for social media. It works just fine. So this background that sort of automatically appeared here is a little just background from Facebook, and they provide several different choices. You can also notice in the beginning when I first opened it up, it was showing like the little finger guy. So I can take two fingers and I can place two fingers on my screen a little width from one another, and I can gently slide my fingers towards one another to make myself smaller. Hello! Or I can slide my fingers apart from one another. To make myself bigger. Okay, so again, that's just using two fingers gently but firmly on your screen to adjust your size. Okay, I can make myself really tiny. I can then take one finger and you can move yourself around wherever you want to position myself up in the hills here, up in the clouds. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, and I'm going to put myself down in the corner here. There we go. Okay, so I've resized myself, I've positioned myself. Now you can change the background, okay? So I just want to warn you when you go to click on this, especially if you've got a small phone, be careful not to touch the circle down here, okay? The circle is the video camera, so that's where we start and stop our recording. So to change the background, just very carefully touch on change background just above the circle here. So we'll touch that, and you can see there are several backgrounds, or Instagram calls them scenes, to choose from. So I can tap on any of these scenes that, look, I'm in the galaxy. Any of these scenes that Facebook provides for us. So you've got a bunch of choices, but notice you can also click on your camera roll. And so you can use your own media, whatever you want for your green screen videos. So I can say, put in a picture of the beach, or I can put in a picture of a flower, whatever I want. Okay, I'm going to go back to my beach picture here. And once you've selected the background or the picture that you want to use, simply tap your finger on the image up on the top to get back to that full width screen. Okay, so once you're ready to record, let's show you how to record. We're going to simply tap our finger on the video record function here, and it will begin recording. Okay, so I'm going to tap my finger on that circle in the bottom middle. And voila, we are officially recording. So hi, my name's Julie Selby, You're speaking to your audience, looking at the camera. Notice we've got our countdown timer here, so the maximum length is 90 seconds, filming at a time. As well, you can see sort of the colored line is advancing around the circle, so that shows me how much time I have left for this clip. And when you want to stop recording, just tap your finger again on the big circle, and that pauses our recording. Okay, so you can even, if you want, change out the background. So let's switch to a different background. I'm going to click change background. Let's tap on, I'm going to go to my camera roll again in the middle here. And let's get, I'm going to do maybe a flower picture. There we go. Let's add my flower picture. And then I'm going to tap on in the middle up here. Okay, so you can have a photo of, content you've created in Canva. So maybe think of it almost like a little PowerPoint presentation. Maybe you're sharing tips. You can put a created graphic behind you. You could have a photo of something you're telling a story of. Perhaps you're telling a story and you want to share different photos in behind you to help illustrate the story that you're telling. Let's go ahead and film a short clip. So I'm going to just tap my finger on the circle in the bottom middle. I'm tapping it, and again you can see we're recording. La da 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 da. I'm sharing the next tip. I'm telling the next part of my story. And when you're finished recording, just tap your finger again on the circle. Okay, so you can see here, it's hard to see, but there's a little sort of line in between. So right now I have filmed 2 clips so far in this particular video. Let's change the media again. Change background. Okay, I'm going to go into my camera roll. So this is really nice. If you say you were doing a video where you had 3 tips and you had created 3 separate graphics in Canva, for example, you could be switching out for each of the graphics. That also allows you to, if you've got your bullet points, if you've made bullet point notes, if you're like me, I'm terrible for reading a script, so I like to do bullet points. Does take me a few takes sometimes to get it to where I'm happy, but that way I feel like it's a little bit less formal to just use the bullet points. So you can stop in between each of your points to be able to switch out the background, gather your thoughts, and then record the next part of your video. I'm going to click change background, back to my camera roll on the right. And in this case, I have already done a screen capture of a trending article. So I'm going to just tap on the screen capture. Okay, so that's just, and I'm going to tap my finger back on the graphic here to get back up. And maybe I want to move myself around because I'm kind of covering the image for the article a little bit. So I'm going to just take my finger and I'm going to gently move myself. I'm going to make myself a little smaller here. And I don't want to cover the headline, the title, or the image. There we go. So I've positioned myself in a little bit more suitable way so people can see the title, and so I can share my insights, my thoughts on what people should do about, all this new AI is everywhere. It's more accessible. So of course we're going to have more scams on social media. Let's just do a little test record here. So I'm going to tap my finger on the circle in the bottom middle. And here's me sharing my 2 cents, sharing my insights or my thoughts about this particular article. La da 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 da. Okay, I'm going to hit stop Now, if you want to even get fancy, this is great as it is, just doing a screen capture of an article, or a YouTube video you're watching, or a website page, etc. But if you wanted to get a little fancier and create something with your own branding, I'm going to go ahead and change background again, because I have taken this exact same graphic and I've popped it into my template with my branding. So now you can see I've got the same background, same article screenshot, but I've just popped it in my template. So now I have a little branding that matches my brand, and I can tap the record function, I can record my video, and then pause when I'm ready. Okay, so we've filmed a few different clips here. Let me just film another quick little clip with my branded background. I'm going to hit stop. So once you're done your recording, we're going to click next in the bottom right hand corner to get to the next step where we can actually download the media. You can also, and actually I'm going to just turn down the volume here. I'm going to click on the music note.
Looking at the camera.
I clicked on the music note to open up the volume controls for the purpose of this demonstration. Also, I like to turn down the volume while I'm doing any other editing as well, because I find it annoying to listen to my voice over and over again. So I'm going to click on controls here.
Okay.
I'm going to take my finger and just slide down the volume. Just remember to turn the volume back up before you download your video. Okay, so I'm going to click done in the bottom here, and then to exit this controls area, simply just tap your finger, tap and gently hold on the black area of the screen, and just slide the screen down with your finger, and that'll take us back to this area here. So if you want to just download, you can see it's kind of playing the video for us in its full vertical view, so you could listen, see the video, listen to the video, see if you're happy with it, and see if you're ready to download it. If you're ready to download it from here and you don't want to make any further edits, or perhaps if you want to do some further editing on your desktop, in your Camtasia, in your canva.com, and whatever editing program of choice that you use, you can simply click this little down arrow, and that's going to download your creation to your phone, and then you can upload it into the Canva app, upload it to Dropbox, upload it to your Facebook, to your YouTube, to your LinkedIn app, wherever you want to share that content. You can, however, also edit it right here in the Reels app if you want to further edit it. So there is an edit function in the bottom left hand corner here, where I'm going to just click on pause here. So you can see it auto plays. So you can, it turns into the play or pause button right here on the left. So I can click play if I want to see the video, or I can just tap it again to hit pause. And I kind of like to just hit pause while I'm doing any editing, because then I can kind of see the timeline here. So I can take one finger and I can slide it back and forth along the timeline, kind of see what my video is going to look like here. You can also take two fingers and slide them out or slide them in on the timeline. So I'm again just gently holding my fingers on the screen, sliding them apart from one another, or sliding them in together. And also I can take one finger and slide back and forth along that timeline on the bottom to see what it's going to look like. So let's say, for example, that first video, it's a bit longer than the other clips, so maybe I wanted to crop that one shorter. So the way to edit a specific clip or piece of media is to just select it by tapping your finger on that piece of media, and that will highlight it yellow, as you can see here. Okay, so I can, to deselect, just tap your finger on the black area below, or anywhere on the screen below to deselect, or just tap on the clip again to select. So to edit a specific clip, we do need to select it, and we need to have it highlighted with this yellow highlight function. So you can see there's some more features in here. You could potentially split the clip at a specific spot. So you can see there's this white line on the timeline here. If I slid this to the specific spot, and again you could sort of hit play and pause to listen to your voice to figure out where you want to make the chop. I can just place the white line where I want to make the split, and I can tap on split. Okay, notice that split that into two different clips here. So if this piece on the left is the one that I want to delete. As an example, maybe I was reaching up to turn the camera on and, just want to clip that piece off, or I messed up my words or something and I want to clip that out. I can then tap on that clip, highlight it yellow, and I can click the red discard garbage can in the bottom right hand corner. Are you sure you want to discard this clip? Yes, I do. So we're left with what remains of this clip. If you want to simply just, cut off a little bit at the beginning of the end, like I mentioned, if you were reaching up and it's showing your finger reaching to the camera to turn on and off the video, then you can simply, I'll just tap this again to highlight it. I'm actually going to kind of zoom in a little bit so I can see this a little better. So you could just tap your finger on either side of the clip. So say if I tap my finger on the far right on the yellow, I can also slide it in this way. So you can kind of slide from the left, from the beginning of the clip, or from the end of the clip, okay, just to scooch it. But you also can do specific cuts or chops or splits in between. Let's say I want to speed that clip up. There's our speed function, and I can, obviously will make the clip shorter if I speed it up. It will make the clip, in slow motion if I make it less than 1. So 1 is the regular speed, more than 1 is sped up, less than 1 is slowing it down. Okay, so if you made a change, I'm going to just hit the check mark here to escape that particular function. Okay, and then I'm going to deselect this video. Just tap on the bottom anywhere on the on the black area just to deselect that particular clip. I can slide my finger, and I can tap on any one of these clips and repeat that process of clipping, making tighter or clipping pieces that I don't want in any of these clips. Okay, and when you're done with your editing, once again, simply tap on the image above to get back to that full width view. You may want to also add text overlay to your green screen video. So this is the last thing I'll show you for this video, is the text overlay function. I'm going to actually just, you can also preview this video by just tapping your finger in the middle of the video. So play or pause by simply tapping your finger to play, or just tap your finger again in the middle of the screen to pause. Notice also it does show the little sort of timeline along the bottom here where it shows this little dot. So I can gently tap and hold my finger on the little dot and slide it all the way to the left to the beginning, so that I can, if I wanted to kind of slowly slide, I can see what my whole video is going to look like in that full view. So I'm going to slide this one all the way to the left. Let's just add, I'm going to add 2 simple text overlays. So let's show you how to do that. You can click on the A's in the top right hand corner, and this is just our simple text overlay feature. So I'm going to say three tips to live a happy life. Happy face. Okay, so this little slidey bar on the left hand side allows you to determine how many lines your text is on. So you may want to try and get that text all on one line, or if you feel like that's too much, you might want to place the text on 2 lines and sort of have it just see how you like it. Okay, so you know what, I might even try and keep that on 1 line. I like that better. You also can adjust the color. So notice there's a little color wheel up top here. I can tap on the color wheel and we have all these different colors along the bottom. I can tap my finger on one of the color circles and look at the different colors. I can also, if you want to sort of try and match your brand color, I can tap my finger on a color and gently tap and hard hold on the screen, and it brings up sort of their little rainbow. So you can kind of eyeball something that sort of matches so that one matches my brand color a little bit more. Okay, and notice now I've got this solid background in behind. So you can also choose if you want to, if I tap on the little A's with kind of the little star guys here, you can choose if you want to have no background on your text overlay. Tap it one more time, it gives it a light background, or tap it one more time and it gives it your darker background, and then it'll make the text lighter. There is also an animation feature here, which is really cool. It's a little, I'm not going to tap on it right now because it's been a little quirky lately. Sometimes it's working in my demonstration, sometimes it's not, but this is a little animation that would potentially bring your text to life. I'm going to tap on this little circle A again. I didn't point out that there are also a few fonts to choose from. So this little circle here kind of switches you back and forth between the color choice and the font choice. So you can see down below here, if I kind of slide my finger, there are a few choices of fonts in here. So you can kind of tap through and see. So you can see if I switch to this font, I might want to just adjust, because I don't want to have the emoji just on, oh, that doesn't look too bad, not on 2 lines there. But if I wanted to have it on 1 line, I would just scooch it down, because that font spaced itself a little bit differently. So again, you can tap through the different fonts, see what they look like. I would suggest you might want to pick a font and use the same one over and over again, just to be consistent visually. So I think I'm actually going to go back to the one that I originally picked here, which is this font. And when you want to, oh, there's also the justification. I didn't mention that. You can tap here to justify it left, justify it right, or justify it center. And once you're done sort of editing your text block here, you can click done in the top right hand corner. You can still take your finger and slide your text around. Keep in mind your safe zone here. So notice as I kind of scroll the text block to the bottom here, you can see where my username is going to be, sort of just below my chin there, as well as where the caption will go. Can you see it actually says the word caption in the bottom left hand corner? So Instagram's telling me that's where your caption would be if you post this. But if you kind of follow these guidelines, that should work fairly well for if you're doing Facebook Reels or YouTube Shorts. Of course, you wouldn't see these functions if you're sharing this on LinkedIn, but you get the idea. You kind of want to keep, if you are going to post in any, or on TikTok for that matter, if you're going to post in any function that actually has this vertical swipe up format, you're going to want to keep any text overlay or your face, for example, in this kind of safe zone. You can kind of see the safe zone here. Notice on the right it's showing kind of the like, comment, share functionality. And notice the yellow, like when I slide to the left or to the right, it's kind of showing the guardrails here. So I might slide this guy, and at the top you can see where it says Reels, there's kind of the guardrails. So if you kind of stick to this middle area, then you'll be good. I'm thinking that's a little bit too small. I think I'm going to change my mind and go back in and edit this text block so that I can place it on 2 lines. So if you want to go back in to edit the text block, simply tap your finger on that text block. I'm going to use this slidey bar on the left, and I'm going to just kind of even it out so I've got my text on 2 lines here. I'm going to click done in the top right hand corner to exit this text block. And there we go. I think I like that better. So again, 2 fingers, sliding them apart from one another on the screen to make something bigger, sliding them together to make something smaller, and then 1 finger on the screen to gently move an item around. Okay, so position it where you like. So I've got my text block here. I don't necessarily want this text block to appear for the entire duration of my green screen video. I want it to just appear for a few seconds in the beginning and then disappear. So notice now this little guy down here is showing that we have added a decoration to this particular video. And so you can also click on edit video to get back in the edit video function, but this is easy to just kind of click on it here, and that way it will automatically select it yellow for when you pop in here. By the way, if you're going to share this on Instagram, you won't see this. We're just seeing this in the creation process. You wouldn't see it when you actually share it on Instagram. We're going to just tap right on the 3 tips in the bottom, and you can see it's taken me back to my timeline here. So notice it's added an additional row on our timeline here, and if I take 2 fingers and slide them together and slide over, I can kind of see the whole timeline here. So you can see that this text overlay is appearing on the entire duration of my video. So I actually just want it in the beginning. So I'm going to slide over to the far right. I'm going to gently tap my finger on the yellow area on the far right, and I'm going to just slide it over. And I take 1 finger, slide my timeline over a bit. I'm going to just again tap that edge, and let's see, I just want it for a few seconds there. I'm going to slide, see where this white line is? It's kind of showing me where we're at on the timeline. I'm going to just slide it all the way to the beginning here. Whoops. and I'm going to hit the play button, and I'm just going to see if I like how long that text overlay appears in the beginning of the video. I'm talking. Maybe that's a bit too long. I'm going to pause. I'm going to just scooch that down a little bit. Let's slide that to the beginning again, and I'm going to hit play in the left in the middle here. Oops, and it popped me. Oh dear, it's popping me all the way back. Let's see if I can get it to... I hate it when it does this. Sometimes it just wants to keep popping back to the same spot, so I'll just let it go to the end here, and then it just loops. It will just go back to the beginning. There we go. So now I'm just viewing my text overlay. I'm seeing if I like how long it appears here. That's good. And then my text overlay disappears. Okay, good. I'm happy with that. I'm going to click pause here on the left, and then I'm going to tap on the image on the top here to kind of get back out to my decorating area. So I just want to add one final text overlay. I'm going to tap the A's again to add a second or additional text overlay, and a nice kind of gentle call to action to put at the end of your videos. Follow for more. But you could put link, click the link in my bio, read the caption, join my email list, whatever call to action you wish. I think follow to more is a really good one for the short form vertical video, because it may be people seeing your content who don't necessarily know who you are yet. So you want to allow them the opportunity to get to know you. So follow for more is a good one. So we're going to just type follow for more. And it's actually remembering the font I used, and it's remembering that I had a background, but it didn't remember my color, unfortunately. So I'm going to just click on the color wheel in the top here, and I'm going to tap on the blue, and I'm going to gently tap and hard hold my finger, and I'm just going to kind of eyeball my blue color. Close enough. And from here, I'm going to click done in the top right hand corner, because that's fine on one line. I'm going to just scooch that up a little bit. I'm going to stay in my safe zone, and I'm going to use two fingers. I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger here. There we go, and I've got my follow for more. So notice, because we've added a second decoration here, it's showing it in the bottom. So once again, you could click on edit video and then just tap it to select it, or you could click right on follow for more, and that will open up the timeline with that new or second text block already selected. So notice now on our timeline, it's added an additional row on the timeline. And if I take two fingers and just, it's not letting me scooch in, here we go. I have to just slide back and forth. It's scooched in as much as it will go. I can see that that second text overlay is appearing for the entire duration of the video. I just want it to show up for a few seconds at the end of the video on the far right. So in this case, I'm going to tap my finger on the yellow on the far left, and I'm going to just gently tap and hold, and I'm going to slide it over to the right. I'm going to take my finger and just place it on the screen to scooch the timeline over. Again, I'm going to slide it over to the right, and I just want it for like the last few seconds here. So I can see where my line, my white line is on the timeline here in the editing function, and I'm going to just click play. Let's just see that pop up. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to like where that sits, because it's going to go over top of my, oh, it did switch. I'm not sure I like the placement of that, so I'm going to hit pause, and I'm going to tap on the image up top to get back out to the full screen area. I'm not loving where that showed up, so maybe I will put it in the middle somewhere. Maybe I'll make it a little bit bigger there. Follow for more. Here we go. Scooch it in. All right, there's my follow for more. Is that a better spot for it? There we go. Or I could scooch it right up top here. That could work too. Am I still in my safe zone? That could actually work. That's actually not too bad. I guess that's where we started. So you're going to position, or actually maybe I'm just not liking this color. It's too similar to the background, so maybe I would just go white. There we go. Does that stand out a little bit better? Follow for more. You get the idea. So once we've placed it where we want to place it, we can again tap the screen in the middle, And I like to preview my video all the way through once or twice just to make sure there wasn't anything inserted in there that I didn't intend. Everything looks good, the edits look good, the text overlay looks good. So that headline appeared there as it kind of plays through the video. And I can also just tap my finger on the bottom if I want to kind of fast forward a little bit. And I'll just again tap the screen to play the rest of it. And let's see, there we go, my follow for more graphic pops up at the end. Okay, so I'm just going to tap my screen to pause. So now is the time to download a clean copy. What I mean by clean copy is download this. If you are going to share this video elsewhere, you're going to want to download a clean copy before you add music, because if you add music to this video now here in the Instagram Reels app, which you're going to want to do if you're going to share it on Instagram Reels, once you add the music, if you try to download it, it will strip out all of the sound, unfortunately. So now you can't really use that video elsewhere because we've recorded ourselves sharing our tips, sharing our insight, etc. So you want to download that clean copy right here before you share it, before you add the music. Okay, so let's tap on this little download guy right here, download. And now that downloads a copy of our video right to our phone, to our camera roll, and then we can use that video for whatever we like. You can share it in one of the other apps, Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, LinkedIn, wherever you want to share it, or you can upload it to your Canva app, further edit it there, upload it to your Dropbox, to your Google Drive, and do further editing on your desktop, etc. So we've got this nice clean copy. The other thing this is good for is once you actually share this video on your Instagram, you can actually download it after the fact. However, unfortunately, it will put the Instagram watermark on your videos, which is not ideal to have it share with the watermark and your username when you're sharing it to other social networks. Generally, other social networks don't love that. So do download a clean copy before you add the music so that you've got all your audio. If you're uploading it into another social network like YouTube Shorts, like Facebook Reels, or TikTok for that matter, you can then add the music back in there. If you are sharing it on LinkedIn, for example, you can just share it without the music, or you would need to use a third-party tool like Canva to be able to add some music back in and then download a copy with stock music that you have the legal rights to use. And the reason it does strip out the sound is due to the music copyrights issue. Let's say we've done all our editing, we're happy with our video, we've downloaded our clean copy of the video so that we have it for future reference to do whatever we want with. If you want to now add music to it, you can click on the music icon in the top here. So there's a whole world of music in here. You can kind of scroll through. Here's our trending songs in Instagram. You can click see more. You can see it's giving me some suggested music, see more. You may see other categories in here. You can also search by keyword. So you can tap your finger up here in the top where it says search music, and you can tap reggae, blues, rock, pop. I use the word instrumental a lot because if you're doing speaking to camera videos, I don't recommend that you choose a song that has lyrics because it will compete with your speaking. So it's nice to have an instrumental video where you can just have it as a nice soft sound in the background just to add some energy and not necessarily have it competing with the speaking that you're doing, the teaching, the tips that you're sharing, etc. So you can also go into your saved area. If you're a regular Instagram user and you've been saving music, you can find your saved songs in here. But let's just go from, as the beginner perspective, let's just tap our finger and we'll type in instrumental. And you can see I don't even need to hit search because it's already brought up a bunch of instrumental choices for me here. And you can see the ones that are trending because they've got the little up arrow, so that can potentially give you a bit of a kick in the algorithm if you choose a trending song. But I would say just go with the music that you like, right? Go with something that you like, whether it's trending or not. You can listen to the song by tapping on the play button in the right of the song. Well, that's nice. Or tap your finger again to pause, okay? Or if you like that song but you don't want to use it for this particular project, just gently take your finger and gently tap and hold and slide to the left. You can see I've already saved that song because it's shaded white, shaded solid. So again, I can tap or untap. So if I had not saved the song, you would see that it was not shaded, and I can then tap to shade. It's There we go, tap, and now I've saved that song. Same idea, you can hit play on any of these songs and kind of listen and see if you like it. It's one of my favorites. Or pause, okay, or you can kind of slide down, again tap play. Tap pause, that kind of thing. So if you find a song that you really like and you want to use it, just simply tap your finger right on the song in the middle there, and it'll add the song. So I'm gently holding my finger on the bottom, kind of on that big wide white box, and I'm sliding back and forth. So you can select whatever part of the song you want by sliding back and forth. Also notice in the tiny white line above that white box, you can see some little pink dots on the far left of this little faint white line, and those represent the most popular parts of the song. So you can also just simply tap your finger on one of the pink dots, and that will actually select some of the more popular parts of the song. So once you have determined the piece of the song you're happy using, just click Done in the top right-hand corner. Now this is quite loud. Let's adjust our volume. We're going to click on the music icon in the top, and this will take us back to our volume controls. So let's tap on Controls in the left-hand side, and we're going to turn this guy down. There we go. And I really like to have that volume low, because just to give a little bit of energy. That I would say is a mistake that some creators make, is they have that music, even instrumental, they've got it way too loud and it's still difficult to hear what the speaker is saying. So we want to also remember, before we share our video, to turn the speaker's volume back up.
Okay, I'm going to hit stop.
And then click Done in the bottom. And then to exit this area here, we're going to gently take our finger and hold on the screen and slowly swipe it down. Okay, so we get back out to our preview area here. So if you're ready to share it, we're going to click Next in the bottom right-hand corner. And if you have posted on Instagram before, you're familiar with this whole area here. You can write a caption, you can tag people, tag products. There's a new feature now where you can add a message button if you want to encourage people to send you a private message or get into your DMs. You can also even schedule this reel if you wish. So there's advanced settings in here, and you can toggle on the schedule function of reels, and you can say, I want to share this on Saturday at 9:30 a.m., that type of thing, and then you would click set time. Okay, and then I'm going to hit the back arrow here on the top left, and notice instead of share, it says schedule here. I'm going to pop back into advanced and turn that off. I'm going to toggle off schedule, and I'm going to click the back arrow in the top here. So just the last thing I want to show you, in case you do want to share this on Instagram, as I mentioned, you don't have to. You could have been the last step before we added the music, just downloaded that clean copy, and then you're done with Instagram. But if you did want to share it on Instagram, we've got to finish up these steps here: add a caption, edit the preview. So this is just one more common mistake that I see people making when they share their reels on Instagram. So let's click Edit Cover in here. There are essentially two thumbnails or two screenshots people are going to see. Once you share reels, it will create a Reels tab on your Instagram profile, which is a nice tall vertical, just as you can see here. But there also will be the profile grid. That is a gallery of squares. So what's not uncommon is that I see someone has cut their face off because they didn't know that you could do this extra step of selecting the thumbnail. So you're going to want to, make sure that you are intentionally selecting. You can even kind of take two fingers and zoom in, zoom out, okay, to adjust that square to be whatever you want it to be. Also on the cover tab, I'm going to go back to cover here, you can select any still from the video itself. So you can take your finger and slide it along the bottom. So maybe I want to do a little screen grab that doesn't have the text overlay in it. Maybe I can see if I can find one of me sort of looking at the camera as well. There we go. Oh boy, it's tricky to find one when I'm talking. There we go, that one works. If you change the thumbnail on this part, be sure to go back and adjust on this side, okay? Because it will change the square if you change that other one. So go back in and make sure you frame up what your square is going to look like on your grid. I'm going to click back over to cover here. And finally, if you are creating, if you want to, like creating a thumbnail image on a YouTube video, if you want to actually create a thumbnail image for your Instagram Reels, you can create something in Canva, download it to your phone, and then you can upload it here. So you can actually click add from camera roll, and that will pull in your graphics from your camera roll that would perhaps might have your branding elements, your logo on it, that kind of thing. Just be sure you create a graphic that will work for the tall vertical thumbnail as well as that square grid option. And when you're done editing your thumbnail cover there, you're going to click done in the top right hand corner. And of course, when you're ready to share, you will click the blue share button. There's also a save draft feature here, so if you're just playing around and you want to save a draft and work on it later, you can do that. I would just warn you, if you're saving things in the drafts function, that things can glitch sometimes. So remember to download a clean copy of your video you've created before you add the music, before you send it to drafts, before you share it to Instagram, because then you have a nice clean copy of your video that you created so that you can share it wherever you like. So let's go ahead and click the blue share button in the bottom right hand corner in case you did want to share it on your Instagram account, and then I'll show you quickly here how to delete your reel if you're playing around. So here's what our example reel looks like. If I tap my finger, it shows the full width. So again, remember kind of the safe zone in the middle here. We've got our username, we've got our functions along the side here. So you can tap on the three dots right here in the bottom of the reel, and you will see the ability to delete your reel. We'll click delete and delete again. They don't really want us to delete reels if they can help it. They would much rather us create reels and leave them on the platform. So that's how you create a digital green screen video using the free Instagram Reels function. I'm Julie Selby with Sandhi Social Marketing Training. Thanks for watching.